man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Check out King Kwame Services. They are national employment consultants. You know, they work one-on-one with their clients to ensure that they find employment, whether new to the job market or looking to make a career change. For $100, you can have your own job recruiter. It includes cover letters, resumes, reference page, job applications, scheduling of interviews, anyone 16 and up. And, you know, check them out, man. You can reach them at kwameservices.com, Kwame Services on Instagram. All it's going to be in the description, kwameservices.com or 917-96-609-906. Hit them up. Appreciate everybody. Peace. All right, man, we back. Talk a little bit about Beterbiev calling out Canelo. And Evander Holyfield saying Mike, team turned down $25 million guaranteed. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. What you think about that, Mason? What you think about it? He said Mike don't want that work again. He said he could tell Mike. He said it's him. He said you can tell Mike that he said it. You know, he said he ain't scared of Mike. He said he chased Mike up the block. He said Mike don't want to fight Evander, and that's just what it is. But let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, man. And that shit was on TMZ. I seen it this morning, man. I woke up early. I was gonna do something. It was barking at sun. I woke up early, see what it was, chilled, and and then stayed up, watched Rocky Part 2, and ended up going back to sleep. But Evander Holyfield camp says Mike Tyson fight not happening. Deal fell apart. He said, well, it sounded like Mike Tyson, TMZ versus Evander Holyfield is dead. Evander camp says negotiations for the third fight between the boxing legends have fallen apart. We thought it was a done deal, but quickly fell apart when Tyson people declined all offers. Chris Lawrence said, we were negotiating in good faith all along, and it appears we just ended up wasting our time. As previously reported, 54-year-old Mike Tyson on his podcast last week said he'll be returning in the ring May 29th in a massive event at my Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Tyson didn't name the opponent, but all signs pointed to the old nemesis, 58-year-old Evander Holyfield. Now, Evander's camp confirmed the two sides were in serious talks and test negotiation for several months, but the deal ultimately went south, like Alabama. Team Holyfield sincerely believed that the deal was imminent, especially after the Hard Rock threw its support behind the project, and there were multiple other offers conveyed to the team. Tyson Holyfield camp said in a statement, quote, however, the team Tyson demands recently became unattainable and not what Mike Tyson had originally agreed on the direct conversation with Holyfield. Untenable. Our sources tell us Evander's claims he personally spoke to Mike on the phone earlier in the negotiation. They agreed on a 50-50 split, but things changed when Evander camp claiming that Tyson simply wanted a bigger cut. Holyfield's team say they tried to make a deal in which Tyson would get a guaranteed $25 million for the fight, but Mike turned it down. Now it seems both sides are at loggerheads and willing to walk away from the deal. The source on Holyfield side tell us Evander wants to fight if Mike Tyson people will come back to the table with a better offer. So there's still hope, but right now it's not looking good. Evander and Mike last fought in 97, and it ended with Tyson biting a chunk out of Evander's ear. Holyfield's last pro fight was in 2011, which he earned a TK victory over Brian Nielsen. Even the Duck Goose, what was that movie? Back in the Birdwatch, whatever it was, with Sandra Bullock on Netflix, she wore the thing, and if you look, pretty much the duck have took it over the old heads. The old heads ducking now. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson never do this. Marvin Hagler, rest in peace, him, and never do. Thomas Hearn, never do Sugar Ray. Now, they ducking. We talking about, spend some about 80-20, 70-30, all this crazy shit. Mike Tyson, according to them, they could be just, according to them, allegedly, Mike Tyson turned it down, $25 million guaranteed. And Mike Tyson ain't moving for money like he did when he was younger. He got money, he got the ranch, and, he could sell his name and instantly get $100 million for Mike Tyson's name, But at the same time, according to the Holyfield team, they don't want to fight. And then Mike Tyson came out a couple of days ago and said he no longer with Triller. So at this point, we just in a situation where It ain't gonna happen. You know, I mean, who else Mike gonna fight? You know, but he didn't want to fight Holyfield to begin with. I remember them couple fights when I was a kid, and Holyfield kept headbutting. He was confronting. He don't want to confront that. And like Teddy Atlas said before, Mike Tyson never overcame, I'm paraphrasing, his fears of bullies. You know what I'm saying? He always scared. Mike and Evander Holyfield would never shake, even when they was originally fought before it fell out and Mike went to jail, whatever it was. He was never scared of Mike. He'd have whooped Mike ass any point in his career. You know, Evander wasn't scared of bullies. Now, if Mike fought, you know, Lennox Lewis, you know, while he was in his prime, he would probably knock out Lennox Lewis like what Ray Mercer and Hakeem Rahman did. He probably would have did that, but Evander Holyfield was never scared of Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson first thing was to inflict fear on you. And Tyson was never scared. I think at one point Lennox Lewis wouldn't have been able to hang with Mike, but that's Mike's fault that he went to jail and lost his prime. You know, but Evander Holyfield was never shaken ever, and I don't think Riddick Bowe would have been scared of Mike Tyson either. You know, I don't think he would have been scared either. And this, you know, ain't a good look, to be honest. It's not a good look. Both of them is good fighters, but it's not a good look for Mike Tyson. And we already know what's the point. We know even if he beat Evander Holyfield, it's not a real fight. That Evander Holyfield always had his number, and that wasn't even the best Evander Holyfield that he fought. That was Holyfield on the comeback. You know, that's Holyfield on the comeback. He fought Holyfield, and originally he would still beat Mike. Holyfield just said, you know, I never was scared of Mike. He said, I've been hearing over the years that Mike gonna kill me. He just had that personality, bro, like where, you know, and then, you know, he just never went. And, you know, Mike didn't want to go through that traumatic experience again. How old is Mike? 58 years old? 50? Oh, it's Mike Tyson. Oh, it's Mike Tyson. How old is Mike and Mike? 54 years old. Who want to go through that same traumatic experience? What? Over 24 years ago. He don't want to go through that ass whooping again. And Evander Holyfield last fought like 10 years ago. So that Evander Holyfield still like he in fighting shape. You know, I ain't with all these old heads fighting each other, man. You know, Canelo worried about the YouTubers hurting each other. I mean, I'm worried about these old motherfuckers hurting each other. But then again, like Blood Boxing said the other day, these dudes like Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, you know, dudes like that that's marinating Gervonta Davis, they'll never be able to come back and make $25 million guaranteed because nobody know them, you know. And it ain't Terrence Crawford's fault. It ain't the Lomachenko's fault. It ain't the Teofimo Lopez. It's the fucking Davises and Errol Spence of the worlds and the Jamal Charlos, ducking motherfuckers. But let's talk about Artur Beterbiev. Yo, boy, Mike guy, your mans, my mans. He called out Canelo. He called out Bivol. I didn't see his fight. I know I love Beterbiev. I tried to log in to ESPN Plus. I've been logged in on my TV for a while. I like log in again. I ain't got time for it. Canelo was a cool fighter. I like him. It will not be an obstacle to enter the ring with him if there's an offer. I would gladly fight. Beterbiev sold the zone. He also, they say he looked powerful over his knee. I remember Boxiana said his punches didn't look as had as much steam that they usually do, and maybe that was because he was out the ring for almost 600 days. They said yes, we're interested in unification for one of the titles. It does not matter ever against whom. Either it will be the winner of Bivol Richards or the winner of Faslov and Joe Smith, said Mark Ramsey, the trainer of Beterbiev, last Saturday night. And at the end of the day, Bivol want that motherfucker to slow down. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you want him to slow down? You know, I would want that motherfucker to slow down, you know. But then again, that's more of a fight in Russia. And if I was to come to Russia, I'm taking Nate with me. And he better bring Worry with him. They know Russia. Not going to Russia without one of them niggas. Even Floyd. And Bivol, you know, he ain't that active neither. When did Bivol turn pro? 2014. That's what, 7, almost, yeah, you know, at the end of the year, 6.5 years. You know, 6.25. He only got 17 fights in 6 years. So what, on average, that's what? Less than, well, say 6, just say 4, less than 3 fights a year. You know? You know, it ain't his fault, but He 30 years old, so he ain't no spring chicken either. You know, but I would love to see him fight Beaver. Him fighting Canelo, I don't know. Canelo lied and said they offered him, and Canelo opened that door. But since Canelo opened that door, he should fight him. We ain't gonna do nothing but random. I want to see him fight Beaver, Joe Smith Jr. Then maybe possibly move up to cruiserweight, and I'm fine with that. Maybe Lawrence Okoli still hanging around if he get past Breedish. I thought Breedish was gonna move up or retire. I read a couple years ago, but Breedish, I don't know much about Lawrence Okoli, but I felt that Breedish, he edged out Usyk, so Breedish a tough fighter for anybody that come in that division, you know. But him and Beterbiev, him and Lawrence Okoli Beterbiev, those would be good UK and European matches for Beterbiev. But he gotta get past Beaver. Beaver was very athletic. He moves his feet well. Be a good fight. Joe Smith Jr., they say it's a tough fight. Joe Smith Jr. look good versus what's my guy name? I liked him because he knocked out Kovalev. Doom 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 doom. Remember I used to come on at the skating ring. Doom 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 doom. Your ass is mine. Whatever he said. Doom, doom, doom. That was, man, back in the day. Mike still had it when I was skating. But I'm trying to look. I don't see him no more. Let me look him up, man. Let me look at Kovalev. Your ass is mine. Man, we thought it was a shit going to the skating ring. I ain't know a lot of people that skate no more. Eddie or Alvarez. He ain't in the rankings. Hold on. Did he retire? Yeah, he ain't in none of the rankings. Did Eddie Alvarez retire? Let me see. I don't know. You gotta get mine. I gotta get yours. You gotta get mine. I gotta get yours. Let me see. I don't know, but he ain't in there no more. I don't say he retired. They said he should, but like I said before, Beterbiev, Joe Smith Jr., Beterbiev, Beaver, Beterbiev, whoever. Be a good fight, but Canelo, I wouldn't go up there and fucking with him for what? He all muscle. He got 1 ounce to lose. So with Canelo Alvarez, man, I don't require him to go up there. He came from he was a 47, 40 pounder at one point, young. No, we already know Beterbiev. Your ass is mine. Doom, doom, doom. Shit, Beterbiev go Michael Jackson bad on his ass. Doom, 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 doom. But let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, response, or video request. All my social media links, description. Fast web reach me is Twitter, then Facebook, then Instagram. Links there. Facebook group link there as well too. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link there as too. Appreciate the love, support. One time for one time. Good for the Sports TV. Done. Peace.